Public service vehicles in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, have evolved from being just a means of transport to a means of entertainment as well. The city's transport system is awash with modern 24-seater matatus fully fitted with entertainment gadgets to add comfort for the traveler. But the commuter still has the freedom to choose from the variety of public service vehicles at their service. Nairobi is today one of the most prominent cities in Africa, politically and financially. Home to many companies and organizations, Nairobi is established as a hub for business and culture. With more than 3 million people working in the city, there's an acute need for public transport. In 2008, a survey by the UK Transport Research Laboratory ranked Kenya 5th highest in the number of accidents per licensed vehicles out of 29 selected countries worldwide. But the City of Nairobi Omnibus Stations Amendment Bylaws 2008 brought about a lot of changes in the way the country's transport system works. If you drove within the central business district today, you will see no matatus, only licensed 24-seater minibuses from 2 companies. Reason? All public service vehicles have been banned from the CBD to reduce congestion. All public service vehicles can only be found in designated areas. My recent visit to Nairobi was a learning experience that although the transport system is a lot more organized than Uganda's, it comes with some distinct characteristics. And just to have a feel of the fast-moving, fuel-guzzling matatus with blaring noise, I took a matatu ride to the outskirts. We set off from Buruburu, a suburb of Nairobi, for a round trip in what is considered the coolest matatu on the route. What makes this matatu stand out is its appearance on the outside and on the inside. Competition for public transport has seen matatu operators go to great lengths to attract customers. And cutthroat is what you would call competition in the matatu industry. Right from its exterior, the attention to detail is evident. Once inside, a passenger is in another world. Forget those boring rides Ugandans endure. In this matatu, entertainment is a priority. The seats give an aeroplane feel, with screens fixed behind each seat. Powerful speakers are placed strategically at the back of the matatu, and if the screen in front of you won't work, to the sides are smaller screens. But the biggest attraction is the 36-inch flat-screen monitor. On this particular matatu, there are 4 operators, and the synchronized way they work leads one to believe that each has his own role clearly defined. But I was curious to know why they would spend so much money on a matatu.
It attracts the customer so much, so you have to pimp it to be cool, and it's high competition of pimping matatu. So the cooler your matatu, the more customers you have. So you need to pimp it up so much to beat the competition. Because competition here in Kenya is too high in matatu.
And the constant inflow of customers into the matatu is a statement in itself. Any time is a good time to allow a passenger on board, and traffic jams are not a hindrance. Rather, they provide a chance to let passengers on or off the matatu. As soon as we reach the city, the crew begin to call for passengers. Even though there is another matatu in line ahead of the Ferrari, passengers seem more interested in the Ferrari. I'm fascinated by the passengers. It's interesting to note that young and old, they all want the same matatu. Many matatu owners in Nairobi have flashy names for their vehicles.
So we decided to call it Ferrari because it's something that everybody knows. So we had to make it to be like a sport car. So people can call it Ferrari, or it can be like a sport car, a Formula 1 car.
And they may just be part of the Formula 1. The speed with which this matatu is driven is definitely not for the faint-hearted. As I learned from my matatu ride today, in Nairobi, transportation is not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about comfort and entertainment. That's why matatu owners go out of their way to pimp up their rides so that people can get to use them. But that is not the only way to get around Nairobi. There are organized bus services found within walking distance of the central business district. These vehicles provide convenient means of travel, with the only information necessary for a passenger being the bus number, which denotes different destinations or routes within Nairobi. There are still some buses and omnibuses, and these are usually plain and unadorned. The Kenyan matatu industry has one thing in common with Uganda's. Speeding seems to be a character trait found among matatu operators from both countries. But the rule of thumb in Nairobi is that such matatus cannot venture into the central business district, and only a select few from established transport companies allow the honor of picking up passengers from within the city centre. It is something Kampala City Council can emulate to reduce congestion in the central business district. I am Rosemary Nankabura for NTV Connect.